What's going on, everybody? So I'm gonna be trying to do more videos. If you have any titles that you like me to discuss, then feel free. One, I'm just real busy doing other stuff, music, and my main channel, which that's kind of like my main channel. And two, I just, since my body's messed up, I only have certain energy to do certain things. And sometimes, like, I like to do it when I'm feeling it, basically. And if my body was healed, I would feel it more pretty much all the time, do it when I want. And I could think more clearly on the topic. But anyways, we're going to discuss in this video. Subscribe to the channel because it helps me out. Because if I got money off my channels, whether it was from YouTube or donations, then I wouldn't have to work. And then I'd be doing more of this and I'd be doing more music. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is very simple. And you probably heard it before. It's the falling angels. What are falling angels? And I'm gonna go into depth about what it is basically and how I found out. And I've read multiple things, and you've probably heard about this, whether it's biblical or not, or some religion. They all pretty much have something like this, fallen angels. Maybe it's just a Christian thing. But sorry about that. When you hear about these folklores and these stories, basically these campfire stories, they're very exaggerated. Very exaggerated, especially in some religions and folklores. More so in the Christian, when we come to the Bible. And this is why the people, I think, like the Bible so much, is because you don't know the true meaning to it. They're making it seem so bizarre, like fallen angels, and then like Christ rose from the dead and he revived someone from the dead, or whoever revived someone dead. He turned water into wine. Moses moved the waters. And I'll say two things. First of all, anything is possible. And the simple fact of that is because we are the creators ourselves. We are the spitting image, but we are the creators ourselves. So we can do anything. It's very possible. And that doesn't mean you have to do everything or anything. Just know it's very capable if you want to do it. But there's a reason why, people aren't doing these things and you don't hear about them. It's because they don't want you to know. And the people with the cult knowledge, whether they're good or bad, however they're using it, they don't just give this knowledge out. And why don't you have this knowledge? Because you forgot it. It's very particular, but they're not just giving this knowledge out. They're not just giving these things. Very rarely does it just happen to people because it's, somewhat knowledge, but it's always there too. And what I wanted to say about these, and I wanted to say, like, yeah, you can do anything. And two, damn, I was on two. They were very informative. That's why I wanted to say it. These stories, they're actually almost in a way generic. Like these whole, the reason why I don't like the Bible, though I guess it has maybe good topics for people, is because, like, if the Bible, they're just stories that are basically twisted in a way. Because if someone was to tell you something, like if I was to tell you, hey, I need water, or hey, you are this, that's it. You don't need a big book. You don't need all this. You don't need these elaborate. They're not even. You guess you could say they're elaborate, but they're way more confusing. They're not straightforward. Anything that's not straightforward, is not the answer. Basically, it's a bunch of nonsense to me. It is, and plus, I never took interest in all that anyway. There was something else I wanted to say about two things. Maybe I'll think of it as I'm going through the video. I don't want to make this too long because look, it's already 6 minutes. The fallen angels, though, I'm going to give you the whole rundown, the whole spiel. It's super easy. It's not complex. It's not, okay, this brings me to the complex I was going to make as a thing. What you need to understand is history can be described as the past, but the past is living now. Everything is now. It's a continuum, and that's what life is. It's a continuum. It's always here now. There's no such thing as yesterday. Only theoretically speaking, it's just for a reference. Month, years, because when you really dive deep into meditation, stillness, godlike, Godhead, Moses, all Hindu gods, all these gods, they're forever present. They're forever here. And that's how it's always going to be, and that's the way it has to be. It's a paradox in itself. Everything is here now. Nothing is everything. And like if you really go back, like people wonder like yesterday feels like today, or like years ago just seemed like it was yesterday or like last week. And when you were a kid, it doesn't seem that all long ago. Time seems to be moving really quick because time doesn't exist. It's a foolery your mind makes when you think about it in thought. Because if you really go on the basis of it, when you were a kid, your awareness was always there. So time's not moving. Your thoughts about life and perspectives have changed. And your body, in a way, has moved and aged because it does live and die. But that's just physical things. Physical things live, wear down, get ruined, erode, tear, and die. But the energy doesn't. So that's why you're always there. And I just wanted to make that big continuum right here. So falling angels, the whole spiel about falling angels are, and you don't have to believe this, that's fine, but I've heard this multiple times from older people, from other spiritual people, and it just rings true. The falling angels is not some Lucifer. You could say it's the devil. You could say it's Lucifer. You could say they went against God, because that's exactly what happened. So we were all part of God, and we wanted to make our own world, our own God, we wanted to be our own God, which we already were. But what happened was we fell in the ego, and then eventually we fell down from light, whatever God is, everything. We fell down, we were trying to be egotistical, make our own world. And we kept falling from this main space of illumination. And as we fell, we got deeper and deeper. And then eventually what happened was we came into the 3D world, or the heavy world, the physical world, the physical form where we are here. And which is heavy and dense and and matter. It literally forms matter. That's what happened. The fallen angels basically repented from God is what happened, which technically, which is us. We are the fallen angels. Because if you really look at life, what are we here for? You could say there's no reason, which some people are, very few people are going to have no reason. Maybe there's a lot of people. But when it comes down to it, it's because you have allotted karma, you have made mistakes, you have repented from God, you have evil, not evil thoughts, but you've had egotistical thoughts, which made you here. And what that means is you're gonna come back until you learn the lesson. Because if you think about it, when you want to do something or you feel good, it's always for other people. And you've heard it about all the time. Help other people, assist other people. The best thing you can do for humanity is to guide them or help them, if you actually can. And so, yeah, that's it. That's what the fallen angels are, in my book. We strayed from God, wanted to create our own world. This is our own world, which some people's, it's not everyone's world, but it became, some of us get more advanced spiritually. So the world is what it is right now because it's just a dream of someone's ego, of someone's mind. It's not necessarily God's image, because God had a different playground. Again, the Adam and the Eve and Eden's garden, or whatever it was called. Yeah. And so we strayed from this, and we became this world, and eventually that's why there's all the evil, you could say, the killing, the negativity, egotistical things, the way the money is, the way how everyone's separated. See, we get into this thing of separation when it really comes down to it. Separated from each other, like actually literally separated, but then separated as in not a community sense, separated as in gender-wise, female and male. We get into the big separation of everything, and then masculine and feminine, just the whole energy, and then how people act too. So, but there is people out there that are loving and caring and so forth and all this. And if you really look at life, the whole point is to get back to God. Which, how is getting back to God? It's to be like Him or her, to be like it. To be like it. We'll just say Him, but it's not bad either. And there's not a reason for this. It's a feeling. It's just there. That's it for the video. Have a nice day.